Hey y'all, welcome back to the Misfit Mama. It's me, Heather, your guide to authentic motherhood and homemaking. You are here on a very special day. This is the first video in my very first series on my channel. This is going to be the making of a morning routine. And to kick it off today, I am talking about the difference between routines and schedules. Before I even get into that, I just need to show you where I am right now. I am in Mexico, visiting my brother, checking out some property, and look at this. Isn't that just gorgeous? Imagine waking up to that every morning, right? Goals, hashtag goals. So lately I have been feeling completely overwhelmed just with life in general, for no particular reason than that life can be overwhelming. I know that for me personally, when things start to kind of go off of the rails, really the solution is to get back into a routine. That really helps me get control of things, even though I'm someone who really rebels against structure like that. Structure definitely is helpful for me. And so I know that when I'm starting to feel overwhelmed and things feel like everything is just going crazy, that it's time for me to get back into that routine, to sort of center myself. Nobody puts mama in a corner. The way for me to get back in control is to get back into a good routine. And I really need to start with the mornings. My mornings are crazy, getting kids ready, getting myself ready, and then actually getting my day started and productive in a way that I can feel like I can get done all of the things that need to get done. So I want to bring you guys along as I actually go about the process of creating a morning routine. I know on YouTube there are so many great videos of people showing what their morning routines are, but what I want to show you is actually the process of creating the routine, not just what I'm doing, but how I'm going about actually figuring out something that will hopefully work really well for me. Because I think there's a message that can sometimes get lost when we're looking at other people's routines, especially if they're people that are super successful or just at, a place in life that you want to be at. We look at what they're doing and we think, oh, I need to do exactly what that person's doing so that I can be where they are. But no, that's not actually how it works. The best routine or schedule is the one that takes your goals and your values and your preferences into account and is really customized for you. So I'm hoping this series will help show you some of the things that you can do to make a morning routine that is customized for you and that will help you achieve whatever objective it is that you have for creating the routine in the first place. First decision you have to make is whether you're going to go with a routine or a schedule. So a schedule is a plan for carrying out a process or procedure, giving lists of intended times and events. Whereas a routine is really a sequence of actions that are regularly followed. From my perspective, a lot of this decision will come down to how detailed you want to be in your planning, whether you need to have specific time in your planning, and how rigid you actually want it to be. A schedule by nature is a more detailed plan. With a schedule, you're including when and where and how long, and while you can decide how flexible you're going to be with your schedule, it is just by its nature a more rigid structure than a routine. I tried scheduling stuff for years. I wanted to be a planner. I love the planner community, especially on YouTube and Instagram. I'm obsessed, but I just can't plan that way. I cannot stick to a schedule, and it really stresses me out when I'm not adhering to the schedule, when I have to skip things or if something takes longer than I thought it was going to take, and there are other things that were in the schedule and things need to be moved around. It just feels like more stress than it's worth for me. And don't get me wrong, I do have schedules in my life, like my kids' school schedule, their after school schedules for things like my small group, but I don't plan my personal day-to-day life on a schedule at all. Unless it's like I need to meet up with someone for lunch. Obviously that's something that's going to happen at a certain time, and I can't just be like, well, hopefully we'll both make it to the restaurant at the same time. It's really just been in the past few years that I've started embracing the idea of a routine. The thing with routines is that we have them anyway. Really what a routine is, it's a set of habits that you do on a regular schedule. So even if you feel like you don't have a morning routine, you do. You do. You're waking up at a certain time, you're doing, you know, some certain set of activities, probably similar things every day, and if not the same thing, maybe your routine is to just wake up and wing it. That's kind of where I'm at right now. So if that's you, don't feel bad. It's fine. And maybe that's working for you. So a routine really is just a series of habits that you do regularly. You may have some general guidelines. So for example, this making of a morning routine series is tied to a time. These are activities that I'm going to be trying to do in the morning. For me, schedules really just feel oppressive. It feels like oppression. And a routine feels like freedom. It helps me to be able to get the things that I need to get done, but allows me the flexibility that if something else comes up that I want or need to do, that I can do that and then just come back to my routine. And if I didn't start my routine, you know, at some point during the day, if I feel like things are going off the rails, I can always just, it's something I can always go back to and start my routine at any point during the day, even if it's not the morning. So I know not everyone functions like that though. I have a really good friend who plans everything out like to a T. She knows weeks in advance what she's doing, you know, on a Tuesday at 1 p.m. 3 weeks from now. So it's really not, one of these systems is not really better than the other. What it comes down to is what's going to fit your personality and your goals, what works for your season of life, what you need to do when you have 2 newborn twins at home. You know, it's going to be definitely different than what your life might look like and what you need if, you know, you're working full-time and your kids are in school all day. There is a difference between schedules and routines. If you're trying to figure out a better way to operate throughout your day, that is a good place to start deciding whether you need a routine or whether you need a schedule. If you have tried a schedule and you've had a really hard time sticking to the time frames, or it's been more stressful for you than you think that it needs to be, it might be a good time to try out a routine. If you've tried a routine and you find that it's too free and you don't have enough structure, then maybe this is a good time for you to try out a routine that may be something that works better for you. Really, the point is that they're not the same and they work for different circumstances, they work for different people, and that you just need to figure out or just try one or the other and see if one works better than the other for you. So let me know in the comments below whether you're team schedule or team routine. What's the best for your life right now? What are you trying? I'd love to hear from you. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to give it a thumbs up. It really helps me out so I know what kind of content you guys like, and I'm really excited for this making of a morning routine series. If you guys have any specific things that you'd like to see as I go through this, definitely let me know in the comments below. Slide into my DMs on Insta at TheMisfitMama. Yeah, and I can't wait to share more with you. These will be coming out once a week, so be sure to hit that notification bell so you know as soon as the next one is up. In the meantime, you know what to do. Keep it real.